Hello and welcome. My name is Calcinez and welcome to Cal's Worker Company. And as you can see in front of you is the Replicator Plus, which is a lot bigger than the MakerBot Mini. So we're gonna explain this one right here. So right now we're on this larger component. So this printer, same function as the Mini Plus, but it has more additional features onto here, as you can see. Let's get rid of the similar features as well onto here. We have the build plate, which can be removed, as you can see, but this time in the back there is no magnetic strips, but it has these slide in and snap on features. So what you could do is like slide onto here, let it guide on top of it, bring it like that, and push it backwards, and that will snap onto. And then also do the same features. It could be this one right here, this nozzle, you got to remove it, same thing, that way it'll guide the filament inside of it. Back here is the same thing. We're gonna do is press this button. This time this thing has a button, and this one has a lot stronger magnetic. So this has the same nozzle for the printer. So you actually unsnap right here, and this one has a pins, follow the same one, and this one has a strong magnets on in the back. So kind of be careful. And all you do is snap in the back, and it'll close in right away. So I'm gonna close back into here. There we go. As you can see here, it's already snapped in, so it's already been placed into it. Another thing too as well, back here, I'm gonna bring this up a little more. I'm gonna bring this guy a little closer. Raise the guy a little more higher. Okay, there we go. So as you can see from the back, you notice that from the other the Mini Plus, the filament you can actually slide it inside the back of it. This one, however, you need to lift this up, and this is the larger filament that goes inside of it. So what you can do is use both hands, have the other hand go on top of here, have the second hand to press this button, and it's gonna lift up right away. As you can see, this is a larger spool. Make sure you guide the spool. You got to lift this up and lock it in so it'll hold itself. So you got to replace the filament. This one's a slide on too as well. Actually, this has a snap, so you can just use two fingers, remove it, and that way it'll just come off. It will take its time to actually struggle to remove it, but it'll slide off. Same function. This one, you guide the filament inside here on the top, and go show you where's that. There you go. As you can see, you see the filament, it'll go up above here. Make sure you have the guide going on top of it. Same one again from the Mini Plus. Snip the end of it, snip it from the sides. Make sure it has a strong point at the end, and now it'll guide its way all the way through into here, into this channel, into this tubing, and now it'll go inside the nozzle. Okay, and once you're done, hold this down, slide it down, and it'll close up. Okay. Now then, let's go bring this back. However, let's go over here now. So this one with the additional features right now. So on the front, you'll have on the top right here on the printer, you'll see the display, the two buttons, the knob, and the USB connection. So on this one is very interesting. So this one right here, you can actually rotate it left and right. It's an endless knob, so you can actually rotate it wherever you want. This one, you got to press the button on top of it to toggle it. So you just press it and you hear a click. Display will actually display the information right here. So we'll connect this onto the laptop later on to show you what it has. And this one right here is the USB port. So that one, it goes with this right here, the USB SanDisk. So this is the one you'll be using, this right here. So it doesn't matter what size you'll be using, either 8 gigabytes, 16, up to 32. As long as actually, well, it depends, like, because how big is your file is, how you gotta print it out from here. There's gonna be a bigger printer area. Now on the printing area, the size of it is a 8-inch by 11 inches by 8 inches. Even though on the manual it does have that on the actual dimension from the inside, but it doesn't eliminate the other one, which has the how far it's gonna print off the excess layer material, which is the extra extrusion, and how far it's gonna distance itself from the offset the bed. So sometimes it'll be 8 inches by 11 inches by 8 inches. The Mini Plus, the other hand, it's a 4 by 4 by 4, so it's a very small volumetric area. But again, that's for like prototyping the display. This one, the Replicator Plus, same features again. It'll do the prototyping display projects. That way it'll show you guys a larger component for educational purpose. So now I'm gonna rotate this backwards. Also too as well, kind of like be careful on this printer. It is very heavy on the size. So either if you're strong enough, you can lift it on two locations, either from right here to grip it and the front too as well at the corner and just lift it up. Don't use your back, use your legs. Or if you don't trust yourself, have somebody else help you out, and that way they'll you'll have a two-person to actually guide this or actually help out move this 3D printer out into a location that you'll be setting up. Okay, there we go. Now then, from here, from the back, now you notice that from here is a lot more different. So same features. You have the USB connection right here. So that's the one that comes with this right here. Same cables from the other Mini Plus. So that's your connection to connect with your laptop. And the other side, the electrical outlet. Same cable connection too as well from the other one, which is this guy. It'll be the same thing as the Mini Plus. However, they add one more thing, this one right here, the internet connection. So if you have internet cable, you can actually connect this onto your internet network. And this one's very interesting. You can actually watch this under your computer and it'll be stay connected. So that way, if you're working at home and if you're connected to a MakerBot, you can actually look into it. You can actually do it at any location if you want, and you can keep an eye on your printer. And that way you'll know that whoever's printing onto this one or whatever they're printing, it can be used this way. Or the other one is that you can actually print without you being there. It'll be printing out on the process. If it does fail, you'll see it and you'll cancel it until you come back and refix it again. Or that when it's completed, you'll know it's already been done. It'll ping you on the phone, and that one you can actually know that it's already been completed until you get to your get back to your office for your Maker Replicator, and then you'll take out the printer. Okay, same thing over here on this one is the electrical component and the information. If you want to look into that one, for the serial number and the power. So the power on this one right now, same one as the Mini Plus, is gonna be 100 to 240 volts, but the amperage is gonna be 0.76 amp to 0.43 amp, and the hertz is 50 to 60 hertz. So a few difference on the amps, but the voltage and the hertz is the same thing. So I'm not sure if this will handle on the residential area, and on top of that too as well, this is a larger printer, so I'm not sure if this is for like at home use if possible. If it is being used at home, make sure to be aware of the size of the dimension of it and be aware of the weight. So whenever you're trying to lift it up, kind of be careful because it's really heavy. Put this guy around here. Okay, and also too as well, kind of be aware of like its environment too as well, because again, this one has an open display. So let's go bring this guy out here. Okay, there we go. Now then, since I have my laptop over there, let's go begin connecting these ones onto the ports. So I'm going to connect the power in the back, if I can find it. There we go. So now everything is turning on. I'm going to lift this up a little more. There we go. So that we actually look at the display and this laptop too as well. Don't mind the iron. Okay then, because that will be explained later on in the future of a different project. Okay, right now we plug it in. We're gonna wait for it to start up. It'll say starting up, please wait. This will take a few minutes. So right now you can actually see that one while that's loading up. I'm gonna go open up my laptop while that's doing that. There we go. Okay. Oh, I forgot one more connection. I'll be right back while that one's doing. And yeah, this will take its own time because I'm not sure if you have to connect this onto the main component, or it does it by itself to actually begin to set up on its own. So either way it can work. So I'm gonna plug this in the back just while we're still waiting. I'm looking for the right port. There we go, found it. Okay, there we go. Okay, now Now onto the laptop. Okay, there we go. Finishing starting up. So I just connected the USB port. So now, same one as the Mini Plus. Same features onto here on this laptop. All you do is go over here to this corner. I'm gonna go zoom in. There we go. There we go. So same thing again. Go down here to your right corner below, and you'll see as you go press this up here. Once it's connected with the USB port, or if you can't find it, you got to add printer and you'll find it. This one right now is the Replicator. It'll say Replicator Plus. Right now we name it a little more different because this one's now being used. So right now, once it's being connected, you'll see it says USB port. What we can do is select it or click onto it, and there we go. Same thing as the Mini Plus, but this time you have two different setups. So now I'm going to explain that one now. So now, there's two ways you can do this on the printer Replicator. Okay, here we go. Actually, I'll explain that one later on. Okay, there's two ways you can try this on the Replicator. So, you can either do it with the connection over here on the laptop with the USB port, or either way, vice versa. You can actually connect it to the internet in the back if you're connected to the bus on the system, and have that bus system connected onto a different personal computer or desktop. So there's different ways you can do it, or you can do it without the connection onto here, which I'm going to show you that one next. And that way you don't have to like go back and forth if you don't have a longer cable, or if you don't have any connection to connect it, or if that you only have a table for this big printer right here, but not for the not enough room for the laptop, and you're just standing there. Don't worry, this one is a offline system. You can actually print it on offline without the laptop connected, or without connected to the internet. So I will explain that one right now. So let's go begin here on the display. So right now on the display, you'll see the information, Replicator 1, which we actually named that one. We have the print, filament, preheat, settings, extruder, and information. So this one, when you mean print, it means that you can select your parts that you want to print out, either by USB port, that's good news, or you can do it on the laptop. Same thing as the Mini Plus, you can actually press print onto it. Filament. First, it used to be on the computer laptop. You got to type or click on the filament and just say unload and load. This one right here, you got to toggle it. Go to this one right here, press this button, and same features, up, unload and load filament. And I'm gonna press this button too as well. You guys should go back. There you go. Same thing with print. I'm gonna click onto here. Either internal or USB storage. So either way can work. Right now we're not connected to USB storage, but internal storage means that you can actually save your part, or save your part STL file onto the printer. So it'll have a little small memory depending on how big the storage is, and now you can actually go into that one. So let's go check out the internal storage example. So this is what I'm talking about. You can actually save your folders, STL folders onto here. Let's click onto here. And we have the same one. This is like a demonstration. We have the 20 millimeters box. Chain leaks. You got to print them separately, so we'll see that one. Mr. Draw and the bolt and nut. This one actually has a tolerance on this printer, so you can actually print a fixture component. So if you want to print a like for example right here, nut and bolt, you can actually print it out and it'll like be as an exact bolt from the outside in reality. You can just twist it and it'll be tightened up. Okay, now I'm gonna go backwards. Okay, next one is preheat. I'm not gonna click it right now because right now if I press it, it's gonna preheat the entire filament, and it's gonna go from there. Settings, we're just go over here to settings. Either way, it's gonna be firmware to update. So make sure you have this important one. If you're connected to the internet or USB connection, you have to update your firmware every now and then. I will get back to that one to see how many times you have to update the firmware. Probably about either 4 prints or maybe 5 prints, depending on how it is. Calibration, the Z offset. So whenever you open up the box, make sure you go to settings, calibrate Z offset, because that way, whenever you're on a table or whenever the box is out, you need to calibrate the Z offset. Make sure you have nothing at the bottom of it, and that will begin this process. And this will take about a few minutes or 5 minutes to actually calibrate itself, because it needs to level up, and that way the nozzle will know where the adjusted height is to print your layers. Notification settings, that will give us the notification about how the printer's progress. Diagnostic and logs. Camera, doesn't have a camera itself, so you can actually look into the print, but it does not do pictures and videos, so it's just a big difference from that one. Language, you can choose different languages. MakerBot Cloud Service, there is a one that you can actually use the cloud base, which is the MakerBot has done that one. You got to use the cloud to actually do the same thing as the internet, except that you use the cloud to save your files, print the files, etc. Account, you got to deactivate your account. You can actually add your account onto this Replicator Plus, and then reset factory. You can reset everything else and power off. Okay, next one, extruder. This one, you got to click this right here, and the extruder will tell us what it is. This one will take the Smart Extruder Plus PLA, then the 7.72 hours, etc. How much film is extruded, and then the mass, etc., etc. So basically, it's just telling us about the nozzle, how much is going to be print over time, and how often it's being used. So, or maybe a different one too as well. Information is just going to tell us the information of the printer, what it says on the serial number, and what is give us right now. So right now, so the Replicator +1 firmware is going to be 2.62. So hopefully I need to update that one. Connection type is going to be offline, IB, subnet, gateway, DNS, Wi-Fi, nothing else. But we have the MAC address and the onboard storage. We have about 1024 megabytes, so we have some more room on here. It's just so you have to be careful how much room you have to use up. Okay, and that's it. There we go. And after that, from the on the computer too as well, you can do either way. So now I'm going to show you the interesting parts that are right here. So there's a good connection or good view for the connected USB port. So this one right here, like I said, this can go either way on the connection. So what I'm going to do is disconnect this guy. There we go. Now on the laptop it says been disconnected, but on the printer, as you notice it, nothing happened. From the MakerBot Mini, it has to be attached to a computer or desktop and laptop. But for the Replicator Plus, this one can do it offset because again, it can do with or without any connections. And you need a command, which is this guy right here, this USB port, if you have any files onto here and you got your printout inside of it. So I'm gonna plug this in. I'm gonna show you that one. So let's go slide it in. It'll be connected. And we're gonna do is type in or click on print. And right now this has been activated, so you can actually move up and down on the USB storage. Click on USB storage. And it'll give it time to actually load up. There you go. Not these two, but it's okay. This is the wrong USB port, but just a demonstration. So right now, this is for a different one, for a different project. Okay, I'm gonna bring the other one. This one, however, is our company's information on here. We use this for the method and the Z18, but to demonstrate this one right here, we're gonna click this right here, plug it in, let it load up for a few minutes and seconds. Once it's done, click the print, USB storage. And let's go choose the method because I think that's the exact size, I hope. It's gonna take a while for it to load. There we go. I'm gonna use this method. And there we go. Right now, it'll give us the STL file from this one right here, but right now, this is not the right size for the printer, which is the Replicator Plus. We have a method printer, but right now, we're still, that one's still in progress right now, so I'm gonna explain that one. Next one too as well, Z18, we have a larger print, which is the Z18 bigger printer. Same thing right here, but this is a lot more larger. You guys can see the display of the print. But this is for a Z18 build plate, so this is the wrong size. But again, you guys just see the STL file. You can click print, and that way it'll print all the other functions right now. Okay. And all you do is just once it's in the printing process, you can disconnect your USB port, and it'll still print in the same process. Okay, and that's it. And right now, we're not gonna go through the printing process right now because again, you saw from the Mini Plus, same function. It's got to print out some samples. Same thing, except this time we'll be working on the electrical components to see how well it can handle it. And on these two projects right now, on these two printers, we're going to show you how to actually prevent your projects to fail. So instead of the other printers that I showed before would be right here. Let's see. Let me grab that guy across from here. Move this guy a little more. Excuse me. Right here. So whenever you're printing on the larger print, I noticed that this one has no insulation, so I can just put my hand anywhere else I want, but there's no insulation onto this one because of when all the outside environment, which is the cold air, it'll affect this print right here, and there's no adhesion onto it, and it'll cause this right here, this the warping. So I will show along the way how you prevent that one later on in the future, and that way we'll make your prints smooth as possible. And on top of it too as well, we'll do some larger prints onto here if possible in the future, if we can, and then we'll try some other features onto this one, onto the print. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you guys are interested in the Replicator Plus, and that we'll do some more tutorials and guide for this larger printer too as well, and go from there. Okay, if you have any questions and comments, comment down below on the channel of the YouTube video, and subscribe for more information of this Replicator Plus. Okay, and we'll continue from here. Goodbye now.